Happy winter solstice, everybody! What an exciting time we have. So much happening on the same day, December 21st of 2020. Of course, we're moving into Capricorn season on that day as well, which I've done a separate video for, everyone for the Capricorn season, and a special little reading for those that have Capricorn sun birthdays coming up. So happy birthday to you. But for all of us, another exciting kind of two things happening with also on that day, the winter solstice. We're moving into that December 21st, and that'll run us through March 20th until we have the spring solstice. And also with this, what I'm calling an extra star, a Supa-Star, that we're having as well with Jupiter and Saturn conjuncting into Aquarius, it's been all over the news that we're going to have a little, quote, Christmas star, an extra star in the sky, because they're so close together. The planets that from our perspective, from our viewpoint on Earth, it's going to look like there's an extra star in the sky, extra bright star in the sky. So I'm going to do two separate readings here. I'm going to do the winter solstice one, and then I'm also going to have a Jupiter-Saturn conjunct like a little star reading as well. So you can, of course, watch both and see if the messages resonate for you. So here we go. Well, welcome to the winter solstice reading. What a wonderful, time of year. I'm a winter baby, so I love the snow and the colder weather and, the darker days and all that. It's just my nature. I know my roommate, she's the opposite of me. She's the sun. She's like a summer baby. She's the sun, and I'm the winter. But it is going to be the darkest day of the year. But what's exciting is that it's also means that we're going to gain more sun every day starting after that. So it's like the pinnacle. And what I love about the winter solstice is there's some stuff that it talks about. I read kind of some sayings around the winter, and it's like, if we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant. If we did not sometimes taste of adversity, prosperity would not be so welcome. So in a way, I also read that winter is the real spring, because it's the time when the inner things happen, the resurgence of nature. Under like the snow-covered ground and under the soil, there are seeds that are sprouting, and they're beginning their journey to the surface. So in the meantime, they're growing roots, they're becoming stronger, and one day they'll reach the surface and they'll break through the ground, and that's when they feel the sun. And in that moment, it realizes it had the sun within it all along. And I love that, because that is like our inner journey. And maybe that's why I love the winter, because I'm a very much of an introvert and kind of like the hermit in the tarot, where I love to be self-reflective, going into my deep, into my subconscious and unconscious, and exploring who I am, and all that, fun stuff that a lot of people don't appreciate it as much as I do. But so this reading is going to be just about our winter solstice experience, and just to see what messages that the Creator has for us. So I'm going to start off with getting a card from this deck, which is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle by Kyle Gray. And so before we start, I just want to thank the Creator and all our angels and all our ancestors and our guides, all our loved ones who have passed to the other side already, and any of the spiritual beings of unconditional love that we may not see with our eyes, but we feel them with our heart. And we invite you all to be with us in this reading, to share your messages of love to us. And we love you. For the winter solstice, what message do you have for us for this next 3 months? What would you like to bring to our attention? What would you like to share with us? Whoa, okay. That's the only one that turned over for us there. And this is Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. I'll read from the book there, but that kind of just reiterated what I was talking about, how for for myself, I know this is the time that I go inward and I search within to get to know myself, and in that kind of environment, within that mentality, within that focus, I do find out more about myself, and I have that. That's how you obtain the inner knowing. From the little book here, it talks about the message that comes with this is take action, do what you need to do. It says, Mother always knows best, they say, and it's true. We all know a maternal figure who's extremely intuitive and insightful, and this medicine mother has gone through many ups and downs. She has lived and she has lost. She knows what it's like to suffer and to want to give up. So the medicine of this card is that it's okay to make mistakes and get it wrong sometimes, and it's okay for things to come to an end. It's not the end of the world. It's just the end of one chapter and the beginning of something new. The medicine mother reminds you that even though you will have lows, you aren't here to suffer. You're here to be supported and to support others. Let her give you the loving encouragement to take the next step forward. The extended message for this card says there is an old pattern rising up in you now, and it's time to deal with it and release it for good. You're being encouraged to love and respect yourself enough to take the steps you know you need to take to move closer to where you'd like to be. You already know the answers. You know what you need to do. You may have been using delaying tactics or holding back, but now you're being guided to take action. Action requires courage, but your angels and guides are bringing you the courage to move forward. Take just one step. When you do, the next one will be presented to you. Wow, perfect. And I love that. I mean, it's definitely during the winter, which is when things end. The winter season is kind of the endings, and the spring is the new beginnings. And I love the message that I mentioned earlier about, but it's during the endings that the beginnings are actually taking place already. So during this period of time over the next 3 months, as things are ending, know that things are already beginning, even if they're under the surface and you just don't see them yet. All right. Next, I'm going to pull a card from the animal spirit here, because I just really feel the winter is like a place of hibernation where animals hibernate, but they also are in a place to bring messages. And then there's those animals that thrive during the winter anyway. While others are hibernating, others are still moving and living, having an active life amongst it all. All right. What additional message do you have us for the winter solstice period, please? Creator, angels, ancestors, animal guides, animal spirits of love. Make it clear for us, please. We love clear messages in this crazy, chaotic feeling world full of so much information. We like clear information, clear signs, clear messages, please. Okay, there we go. We get the Sandpiper spirit, which says, be playful. And that is a great message. I'll read from the book too, but I always think about, when was the last time I laughed? And was it outside of today? Then wow, I need to find something to laugh about, to choose to smile about, because we can get so serious in life that we forget that life is about joy and living and being playful. So I love that. So the sandpiper tells you that sandpipers are like cute little clowns poking their beaks into the sand before darting off to chase the waves. The appearance of sandpiper spirit is a sign that now is a time to engage your playfulness. Whatever tasks you have before you, perform them with a lightness of being. Explore the familiar, discovering the new in the old. Who knows what treasures await you when you let yourself laugh and have fun. Sandpiper spirit's happy and curious nature can help you feel rejuvenated as you remember your ability to run and fly and dance playfully. And if you don't feel like being playful, then maybe the second message for this, which is called a protection message for this, is when your heart is heavy and life seems to weigh you down. Sandpiper spirit message is to lighten your burden by finding joy and humor in the everyday. Become like a playful child, filled with curiosity and wonder, and soon you will find you feel your own spirit lift. A few minutes or hours of fun-filled delight is exactly what you need now. Enjoy the ridiculousness of life and be willing to jump in. Let your inner goof out to express itself with abandon. I love that. Let your inner goof out. All right. Then I'm going to pull a message here from the manifestation cards, just to see what additional message we might have here. That one just wanted to make itself known even before we're flipping, so we will take this. It says, take your time. I'll read that here in a moment there. Love it. Slow down. If you're feeling under pressure, whether in response to a situation or the demands of another person, or from pressure that you are placing on yourself, this card asks you to slow down and take time to evaluate before reaching a conclusion, make a decision, or committing yourself. So another wonderful message here is, be playful, become a child, slow down, take your time. What's the rush? What do you feel? Sometimes when there's all this pressure on us, it's because we're not trusting the timing of life. And if we're going to trust the Creator, we also trust the timing. And I find in my life that if I'm feeling confused and I don't know what decision to make, then the decision is to take more time and look for more information, wait for more information, wait for signs, wait for, messages. Because if I don't feel comfortable making a decision yet, then I don't have all the information that I need to make the decision. And if it's like, well, it's a time-sensitive one where I have to make a decision, yes or no now, then the answer is no. If you don't feel like you're ready to make the leap or make the change, then the answer is no. If you don't have time to wait, then don't do it, is kind of my concept for me. So take that as you will for your life. But for me, that's, no answer is an answer. Right? You have to know now. You have to make the decision now. Well, then the answer is no. All right. Then I'm going to pull a card here from the universe has your back, because the universe, the Creator, and all its wonderful posse of support that there is for us definitely has our back. So we can always use some encouragement during these times. I know we're all going into a new year of transition, transforming. The world is never going to be like it was before because we have changed. And we'll get to know ourselves during this winter when things are calming in some ways, not so calming in others, but there's a calm. Let's see what additional little message we have here from our cheerleaders. Yeah, they want to give you 2. So we'll see what we have here. We've got oneness is my true nature. And this is great. My 2021, every year I kind of come up with a saying, and I'll post a picture of it here. But it's 2021 is stepping into union, stepping into unity, both with the Creator, remembering who we are, that I am one with the Creator. The Trinity is the Father, Creator, the Mother, Creator, the Son, the Child. Jesus is the representation of the Son, and Jesus even said that we are one, we're one another. He's our brother. We're all children of the Creator. We're part of that Trinity. And that's coming into that oneness, knowing that we are all one, we all belong together. And then humanity as well, just with in a year where we've been shown how we can divide and how we can make the choice to divide. And, we can always say, this person, these people, this situation is what divided us, but we all make the decision within us to be divided or not. So if we felt divided, then we chose to feel divided, and we're the ones that can choose to feel unity and to feel one as well, because we see the world as we are, not as it is. So if I see the world divided, that means I'm feeling divided, and I can turn inward and find out where that division is taking place and bring unity and oneness within myself, because that is our true nature. Our true nature is unconditional love, joy, and peace, and that is who we can return to. The other one is, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Well, that is our teacher. And I love this because, especially when we go through the dark times in winter and we're learning and getting this knowing, when we realize that life happens for us and not to us, it changes our whole perspective of things, because, you almost have to kind of make a decision to come to a fork in a road. Is my teacher, is my Creator teacher, the kind of teacher who beats me and punishes me and throws me into the deep end of the pool and goes, swim? Or is it a compassionate, unconditional, loving teacher who supports us, who presents things, who gives us soft lessons and takes us through all these steps and only brings us what we wanted to learn and how we wanted to learn? I see the Creator more as a teacher that would sit down with me before it starts teaching me, before I come here and go, okay, how do you learn best, and how would you like to learn this? And some things I'm like, in these areas, I like to learn softly, but in these areas, I like to learn the hard way. And so therein lies my life. All right. And then lastly, because there's so much, this is the darkest time of the year, and we tend to sleep a little more. Sweet dreams. So what message about dreams? What dream time message do we have here? Let's see what additional message we have here. And this will be the final card for the winter solstice. And then I'm going to do a reading for the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. So if you want to hang around for that, then please do so. Acceptance. I overcome my biggest challenges by accepting what is. And what a perfect message there. When I let go of my supposed tos, when I let go of my shoulds, my musts, my need tos, then I can just live with what is without attaching a story to it. And that is a wonderful, neutral place to be. You know, every moment is of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. And when we're out here in the world, when we're out here in the fear, then there's always judgment. There always is this good or is this bad? But when we're in a place of unconditional love, we come to this place of neutrality where we just see life as beautiful as it is, knowing that life is happening for me. And I have no idea what other people wanted, you know, to learn, what experiments they wanted to be involved in when they came here. And so who am I to go, oh, that's not the way it should be. That's not how you should be acting, how you should be living, what's happening in your life. It's none of my business. I know not what that is. So I try to stay out of other people's laboratories, and I focus in on my own laboratory. What do I want to be learning? What do I want to be growing? What do I want to be experiencing? And it takes so much pressure off. It allows you to be more playful, you know, to take your time to really get to know yourself. Right? That is all that I'm getting for this. So I wish you a very happy solstice these next 3 months. And, you know, may it bring you warmth in your heart, even when it's cold outside, depending on where you're at in the world. In the southern hemisphere, it's hitting summer. So today's the summer solstice. So there's always all these opposites going on. There's always that polarity. You know, it's like the yin yang. There's always lightness and darkness and light, because they're brothers and sisters. It's all happening for a reason. So if you enjoyed this video and it resonated with you, if you would so like to do, if you can give me a little like down below, it does help out my channel, helps it appear for others as a suggested video, so we can share the message of love and light and peace and joy. And if you want to get notified of any future videos I do, just click the subscribe button down below, click the little alarm icon, and you'll get notified. So I wish you all the unconditional love that you can handle, all the unconditional peace and unconditional joy that you can handle over these next 3 months, and know that I love you. You take care now. Oh my goodness. So I'm so excited about this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction coming up for so many reasons, but what is wonderful, of course, is that there's going to be an extra star in the sky. I guess you could say, actually an extra brighter one anyway. You know, it's like, as I was saying, a Supa-Star in the sky, and it's bringing us such a wonderful opportunity. You know, what I love is that, you know, when you put 12, 21 like that, you know, you see that it's the opposite. It's like a mirror, 1, 2, 2, 1. And so it is bringing us these opposites. And so you've got Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter, like, it expands things in our life, whereas Saturn constricts. And so with this season that's coming up, and this is kind of like igniting, kind of like the age of Aquarius, it's shrinking things in our life so that we have room to expand other things. And so this whole year, the first time Saturn and Jupiter kind of started their little dance where they came close, you know, not as close as they're going to be during these, you know, few days here especially, but they were close enough where it kind of started things, which was around March when our life started to, you know, things started to shake and constrict, and other things are expanding in our lives. And so it's a great opportunity. It's a great kind of period of learning and understanding ourselves, understanding what our true beliefs are. And it just brings us into that period. And, this is the winter solstice too, so in our darkest times, our darkest day of the year is when we get to see this bright star. So the stage is dimmed so that this star could shine. And I wanted to start off kind of talking about, this is the star card from the tarot deck, which if you look at that, see how she's holding on to that and connecting to the star up there. And so the message of the star in tarot has to do with like hope. It has to do with like making wishes. Make a wish upon a star, I won't start singing that for you. But what's wonderful too is that the star in the tarot deck represents Aquarius, and that's where these planets are moving into Aquarius, because another song, it's the dawning of the age of Aquarius. We're moving into a different perspective, a different perception of life, and we're moving out of a period of constriction, a period of the mind, and we're moving into love and social kind of unity and union. So it's a wonderful, ta-da, as we're moving into this. So that's why I thought I would do a separate reading for this one as well. I did do because we're actually moving into Capricorn, and Saturn actually rules Capricorn. So we're moving into this period that is normally constrictive, with Jupiter being an active role and helping us expand at the same time. So it's not going to be such a downer, Capricorn period of seriousness, and that we get to have that joy and that expansion of Jupiter in it as well. All right. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to add to that there. I'm just going to read from the Light Seer Tarot, which is where this card comes from here for the star, just to see if there's anything that resonates with you in there. As I mentioned, the card represents expectations fulfilled, wishes granted, opportunities, healing after traumatic events, knowing you are on the right path, inspiration, renewed hope. And then that's kind of the expansive piece. And then if what you might be feeling, that's kind of diminishing and lessening, is kind of the shadow side of that, which is maybe you have been losing faith either in yourself, in the world, in God, in whatever it might be. So it's diminishing hope, disappointments, missed opportunities, and despair. So these are the things that can be constricting, as those other things can be what's expanding. And it says, sink into the dreamlike inspiration of the star. She sends a message of divine timing and renewed hope, and she guides you to reach for that string of serendipity and faith. Your future is increasingly bright, and you are blessed by the universe. Your core purpose is beginning to bubble at the surface of your reality, and your path is intrinsically tied to your biggest missions and brightest opportunities for expansion. Just as I mentioned, expansion. And then step onto a path of fulfillment and happiness with starlight to guide you. Allow your innate essence to shine through any residual darkness right now. Uncover any limiting beliefs or self-doubt that you are holding on to. Find the courage to voice any unexpressed emotions and release every bit of outgrown energy that is anchoring you to the past. It is time to release and ascend. As you let go, you will focus on the future, and you will find your biggest source of inspiration and love. The stars are aligning in your favor, and it's time to trust them. And the message that it has really big I expect miracles. So perfect, as I was saying. So I'm gonna pull a few cards just to get some guidance, some what awareness the Creator and all our angels and guides and ancestors and loved ones who have passed to the other side, any of those beings of unconditional love that want to bring us messages of love and of awareness. And I'm going to start by pulling one from the Angel Guide deck here. And I thought of this one because, they're calling this the Christmas star. And what came to my mind is during this time when there was a star in the sky, and that's happened, I think, back in the 1600s. And of course, or at the birth of, Jesus as well, angels came and brought messages. So here we go. And a message from angels. All right, angels, what message do you have for us for this wonderful event? The Supa-Star in the sky. There we go. Clear, cancel, and release. Clear, cancel, and release. I'm going to go ahead and put that over the Saturn card there. And we'll read from the little book and see what message this card is bringing for us. It says you're being guided to clear your life and energy of any negative or challenging people, situations, or events. It's time to release any old ideas, negative thought patterns, or even sarcastic comments you may be using to put yourself down. Angel wisdom wants you to recognize and realize the power of your words, your thoughts, and intentions. If you are saying something, even jokingly, about yourself that might have a negative effect on you or express something you wish wasn't real, you're being encouraged to be more loving toward yourself. Angels are guiding you to clear, cancel, and release anything you no longer want or need in order to make more room for love, positivity, and peace. So exactly what I was saying. It's removing things and constricting things to allow room for expansion. In the extended message, it says, whenever you have a negative thought or say something you then wish you hadn't, you have the capacity to remove that idea or energy from your own energy by saying the powerful affirmation, clear, cancel, release. Angels are ready and willing to help you clear anything that could be standing between you and your inner peace. When this card is drawn, you're also being encouraged to clear any clutter from your life. If there is dust building up or stuff accumulating in your home, office, car, or anywhere else you spend time, clear it now. When you clear physical space, you clear psychic space or spiritual space. Making these simple changes will clear your energy and open you up to experiencing a sense of clarity and freedom. Wow, I hear that message for sure. These last month, have obtained a clutter in various areas. I won't turn the camera around so you can see it. Just know that it's there and you're not alone. All right. Next, I'm going to pull a card from the Secret Language of Light because starlight. And we'll see what else we have here. All right, what additional message do you have for us? Superstar, superstar. And they're saying that, when you look up at that star, see you in that, because you are a superstar. You are a being of light and love. And though this human character you're playing on the earth may not feel like it, or if you look at others and you're like, there's no way they're made of divine love and light, just know that the actor behind all these characters is that being of light, this bright superstar. You can't make this up. Look at that. This is Nourish. I'm going to put that right here. And we'll read from the book to see what message we have here. Okay, as I was just saying, as I was doing that, you are love and you are loved. And I'll put down in the description box below, I have a meditation, a 4-part meditation series that talks about I am unconditionally loved. I am unconditional love. I unconditionally love the world, and the world is unconditional love. So that just jumped out to me to mention that. So that'll be down there below too. So this image consists of your soul star, Gaia, the soul of the earth, and the divine cleansing? We just talked about cleanse, right? That is expansion like we talked about, the love of all. So the divine cleansing that is expanding the love of all. Honor your temple, your body, for it is the physical manifestation of your soul. In doing so, you honor Earth, for she is the physical manifestation of Gaia. Don't judge your environment or your body. Just be discerning about what you focus on and digest what feels helpful. Gaia knows how grateful you are because you are here. She wants to remind you that worthiness and ease are your birthright. You are creating beauty, intimacy, and deeper connections with Gaia and your higher self just by playing on Earth. Feel Gaia's loving embrace everywhere, in nature, a backyard, a potted plant, or your mind's eye. If there is something you want to change about you or Gaia's body, connect with your soul and be inspired by a new path that will lead you to your desire. On this planet, all is forever moving into more and more love. Wow. It does give a little journal work suggestion. It says, draw or write about 3 or more things that you would love to do. If you can dream and believe it, you can create and receive it. Love that. Wow, what more? It talks about expansion, talks about cleansing. You just can't make this up, the repeating messages from all these different cards. All right. And then I'm going to pick a card here from the Art of Manifestation deck here. And then I'll pick a little Starseeds card to end the reading. Just a great message of love and light. All right, what additional message do you have for us? Please make it very clear. Not that the message has not been clear up to this point. It just cracks me up how they love to communicate with us. There we go. This is dislike of others. And I'll read that here just in case you want to pause. But it says, sometimes we form strongly negative feelings towards others. In truth, it is not them that we dislike, but their words, their actions, and behavior. This card asks you to try to detach from the experience of their behavior and see them as a soul on their own unique pathway, attempting to manage their own challenging life lessons. And that is a great, just with this cleansing and constricting of things, it's all about understanding that what we see, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So even, when we feel like we don't like someone, we don't like their actions, we don't like what they're doing, and it's usually because they're being a mirror for us. Everyone is a mirror showing us how we're feeling about some part of ourselves. It may not be the exact situation, but the underrooting message does come back to us. So if I'm looking at someone else and going, you know what, they always act like such a victim. Well, in that moment, my thoughts about other people being victims are victimizing myself. I'm being a victim of victims. I say sometimes I'm angry about other people's anger. I'm judgmental of judgmental people. It's because it is, when you repeat them that way and you see it, it's like, oh, dislike of others is dislike of myself. And sit with that and go, I don't like that person. What don't I like about them? And what is that showing me how I don't like something about myself? So that is kind of the message about understanding and clearing and moving from that place to a place, like it mentioned, every moment we're moving towards more and more love, more self-love, because when you love yourself, then you're able to love others. If you don't love yourself, you're not able to love others. All right. And last card's going to be from this little Star Seeds deck here. And we'll see what last message the Creator and its posse has for us. Because they're definitely all around us. They're always bringing us messages. It's not always waiting for a big star to appear in the sky. They're talking to us all the time. They're usually chanting, we love you, 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 hey, we love you, we love you, you're a star, you're awesome, we love you, hey, by the way, we love you. All right, and what's the final message for us? There we go. Observation. It says, expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. I love that. When we become quiet, when we step out of this judgment, we step into that love, we become the star looking down from a higher, different perspective upon the earth, and we can see life for really what it is. And I feel one of the big things that I've been working on this month that has been brought through a variety of sources is this polarity of life, the good and the bad, and our ability to be an observer of that, being a neutral observer of that. And when we're in the realm of fear and judgment, then there's good and there's bad. But when we're in a place of unconditional love, everything just is. And we can just be an observer of those polarities and not have them impact us emotionally. It doesn't have to be, a me versus them. It's that we're all in this together. We all experience that. When we're in fear, it's fight or flight, or we're frozen. When we're in unconditional love, we're in peace, love, and joy. And we get to experience what we want, and we get to observe all this wonderfulness, all this beauty of life, knowing that life happens for us and not to us. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and it brought a little bit of that peace, love, and joy into your life. And if you did resonate with this, if you want to give me a little like down below, it does help out my channel, helps it appear in other people's recommended videos so they can get, a little message of peace. And then if you want to get notified of any future videos I do, if you give me a little subscribe down below and click the little alarm button, then you'll get notified of that as well. But until next time, I do wish you all my love, and check out the little bright star. It should be in the southern hemisphere, usually within about a half hour or so after the sun sets. But there's videos out there that tell you how you can look out and see it from wherever you're located. So enjoy. You take care. I love you.